Lofi Poli Sci coming at you. Michael Pickering here talking our famous question. What's going on in the world today? And let's go fresh off that press, that Lo-Fi Global for you. And the word is in on yesterday, June 5th, 2022. The place, Cooper's Hill, Broxworth, England. Local time, 12 p.m. The cheese rolling most certainly did commence. That's right, the extreme sport of cheese rolling. Rolling a 7-pound roll of cheese down a hill, 200 yards steep. A steep-ass hill, let me tell you. And letting 25 competitors at a time run after it happened yesterday. And who won, you may be asking? Well, there was a few winners, but the big one we're going to showcase, that would be veteran champion Chris Anderson, the local boy, winning his 23rd and final competition. 23rd? Damn! This is like a cheese rolling chasing professional. Or nay, I say expert cheese rolling chaser. Damn, I love this sport if you can't tell. Check out the video, peeps. It's so worth it. Now back to that pirate news. Yes, indeed, the latest update on pirates of the Mediterranean. And no, we ain't joking. You know we ain't joking. It's 2022. Where are you? So over a week ago, Greece played pirates and seized an Iranian oil tanker. We talked about that. And then the U.S. took the oil. They said it was for violating sanctions. And just last week, Iran played pirate and took 2 Greek oil tankers for what they said at the time was unspecified violations, quotation marks over all that in finger quotes. Well, Saturday, the supreme leader of Iran gave an 80-minute televised speech and straight up said, "We took the oil." Like, didn't even play it down with the whole violations thing, but straight up said, "It's not stealing, because we're just taking back what you took from us. You, Greece, and the U.S. are the pirates." And I mean, one person's pirate is another person's privateer, am I right? Right? What is this? What is this? Get this, people. It's 2022, and some of the world's biggest powers are playing pirates and privateers, all while the U.S. is trying to get Iran back to the Iran nuclear deal, and Iran is trying to get sanctions relief done. They're playing pirates and stealing oil from each other. I mean, damn, how many times I gotta say it? You can't make this shit up. And we'll keep you updated on the latest pirate news here at Lofi Poli Sci all summer long, because I doubt this is the end of the story. Now let's switch gears a bit and head over to Hong Kong, a place that used to be autonomous, an autonomous region of China, and ruled in a democratic fashion. You know, we've talked about this over the past 2 years. We've watched it disappear. And we already said, it's gone. Simple as that. But on Saturday, June 4th, 2022, it marked the 33rd anniversary of the Tiananmen Square Massacre, where an unknown number of pro-democracy activists / students / laborers / people were killed and repressed by the Chinese military / government. And if you're not sure what this is, if you've ever seen the picture of a Chinese man standing in front of a tank in front of a square, that picture is taken from the Tiananmen Square Massacre. But for the most part, that's been erased from the Chinese history books, though within the past couple of years, the Chinese government have come out and admitted it happened, though didn't really give any details. But Hong Kong, in the past, had long held a vigil for remembrance of that day on the anniversary, June 4th. And this was never popular with the Chinese government on the mainland, but Hong Kong at the time was still an autonomous region. But that slowly started to change over the past several years, and the umbrella movement, the pro-democracy movement that we talked about, it started taking place in Hong Kong. Repression came against that, politics changed, and then COVID hit. And since COVID hit, the government of Hong Kong has banned the vigil, citing public health risk due to COVID. Period. Things like this are happening all over the world because of public health risk. Eyes open this summer, Lo-Fi listeners. Eyes open. Now let's move on over to Pakistan. Now, we're not talking about the former prime minister today, although his deadline for an ultimatum he gave the government before starting more protests. Well, we'll be talking about that soon enough for sure. But no, today we're talking about the Pakistani Taliban. And yes, there's a Pakistani Taliban, different from and separate from the Afghanistan Taliban. And they have long been in opposition to and conflict with the Pakistani government. But the Pakistani Taliban have just said, with the help of the Afghan Taliban, that a peace/ceasefire has been made/extended indefinitely. Now, we know nothing else. No details were given. But we are surely keeping an eye out on this one, people. And you let us know if you hear something first. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. To India we go. And have you ever heard of Sologamy? The act of marrying oneself. Well, on June 11th, 2022, a 24-year-old woman will become perhaps the country's first person in India to marry themselves. Sologamy. And check this story out, people. I'm positive you can find it in many different places. It's all over the place. But it's a story about self-love, self-acceptance, life choices, and the freedom to choose the person you wish to be with and marry. And we're in Pride Month now, which we'll definitely be talking about this week for sure. But the LGBTQ plus community have long challenged that old school traditional definition of what constitutes a marriage between two people. Here, in this story in India, this person challenges the idea that marriage even needs to be between two people at all. And why can't you marry yourself? Sologamy. Write in, Lo-Fi listeners. As always, I'm curious your thoughts. And that's a brief snapshot of what's going on in the world today. Check out lofipolisci.com. Friday's blog is up, and so is this month's issue of Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci. Big shout out and thanks to Layla Bellawalto and Aaron Diamond for contributing their words. And it's not a cliche or a catchphrase. It's a lifestyle. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Talk to you soon, Lo-Fi listeners. Pickering, signing off.